It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. But listen closely.
Not for very much longer.
I've got to keep control. I remember doing the time war, drinking those moments when the blackness would hit me and the void would be calling. Let's do the time war again.
Starting from a neutral position, it's just a jump to the left. In the movement of jumping, your vertebral column will be extended. The ball and socket glenohumeral joint of your humerus and scapula will laterally rotate and abduct with the scapula while it is slightly elevated. The hinge joint in the elbow where the humerus, radius, and ulna meet will be flexed. The condylar joints of the metacarpals will be flexed and the hands are in supination. The saddle joint at the base of the thumb will be flexed, as are the hinge joints in the carpals. The left femur will rotate laterally with the acetabulum and ball and socket joint on the pelvis, and the right femur will medially rotate. The patellar hinge joints will be flexed. The talus, tarsals, and metatarsals will be in plantar flexion. After landing, the pivot joint of the vertebral column, the ball and socket joint of the femur and pelvis, hinge joint of the patella, glenohumeral joint of the humerus, hinge joint of the elbow, and joints of the carpals and metacarpals will all be extended. The tarsals and scapula should be neutral. Stay in that position and simply abduct and adduct your ball and socket joint of your right femur, while the left remains extended. Both patellar hinge joints will be extended, and the right tarsals will be in plantar flexion, and the left ones will be neutral. Then shift weight to the right femur, tibia, fibula, and talus, so the legs will be slightly spread apart.
From this position, she will place her hands on her hips. The scapula and head will be slightly elevated. The femur, consisting of the tibia and fibula, will be in extension. The hands, consisting of the carpals, metacarpals, and phalanges, will be in pronation and slightly adducted at the pelvis. The hinge joint of the elbow will be in flexion, placed on the ball and socket joint of the pelvis and femur. From here, she will put her knees in tight. The feet, consisting of the talus, tarsals, metatarsals, and phalanges, will be in eversion. The hinge joint of the patella will medially rotate into a flex-like position. Notice that the hands are still in pronation and adducted. The hinge joint of the elbow will still be placed on the ball and socket joint of the hip. Well, now it's just a pelvic thrust. The knees will go through both flexion and extension as they move back and forth, thrusting the pelvic girdle in the same direction with the use of the pivot joint. From here, the pelvis will go through circumduction, thanks to the pivot joint of the vertebral column as they laterally rotate.